contains strong language and has therefore been rated 18 plus by the YouTube NECCA. Viewer discretion is advised.
The PWC Network. What the world is watching and listening to.
Hello everyone and welcome to the PWC Monday Night Machismo Thursday edition. I am your host Jimmy T, and my co-host, well, it's been a while since it's been you and I, but it is Judgment Day 24/7, 365 days a year. Better yet, I don't even know who's more evil. Is it Judgment Day or is it the evil man himself in Dr. Jeff Lippman? Welcome back to the Machismo, and I'm going to say I kind of missed you, dude. It's been a while since you and I have actually done the show.
Well,
Yeah.
that's sweet. Who's the more evil, Judgment Day or me? I'm going to say whoever books Judgment Day is the most evil of them all.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how we're getting Judgment Day in our faces every week, starting off Raw for the last 8 weeks, maybe.
I mean, it feels like rinse and repeat, and it feels like a year ago. But every show starts with Judgment Day. You have them in the middle, and then we end with some, random tag team of assorted good guys. But it's different good guys, and some of the good guys who were involved in it before forgot they were involved, and no longer, like Matt Riddle doesn't care about Sami Zayn or Cody Rhodes anymore. He's trying to make a new friend. I mean, I understand the way the show was written. It's just stupid. It's just so dumb. And of all the people to bring into it, I mean, everyone knows that JD McDonough trained with Finn Balor, but he even looks like Finn Balor. I mean, if you're trying to bring a new dynamic into a group to infuse some life into it, why do you just bring a clone of someone? I mean, it works for the Usos. That doesn't mean it's going to work here. I mean, you bring another short, Irish guy with weird hair, big elf eyes, and abs.
Yeah, first of all, the difference between the Usos and McDonough and Finn Balor, first of all, at least the Usos are actually twins and are legit brothers, whereas McDonough is a wannabe Finn Balor and a bad version of that too. I mean, his head is bigger than his body.
I will say that
it is. You should feel dirty.
At risk of keeping this really bad comparison going, at least Jey Uso has personality, and Finn Balor, I guess, has something that we've gotten used to as a personality after seeing him for 10 years.
Oh.
But, Jimmy, not so much. No personality really there. And JD McDonough, no personality, not really anything there.
Well, put it this way, and we'll move on after this. Jimmy at least has a lot more personality than JD does anyway.
Maybe. I don't know.
Come on.
I don't mind looking at Jimmy. I mind looking at JD. But, I mean, I just keep thinking, there's so many people that could have put in here that they would have made Judgment Day more impressive. I mean, even some dogs like Dijak or Corbin or Babatunde would be better here than it. But, why isn't Karrion Kross in Judgment Day with them? Wouldn't he make sense there? I mean, there's a million people. JD McDonough is he wasn't over in NXT. He's not over here. I get it. He's a good technical wrestler. So what? So is Drew Gulak. You're not putting him in Judgment Day.
No, it's true. And haven't we been saying this about Cross for like a year at least now, about putting him into Judgment Day? And it seemed like it was going to happen, but then I don't know what happened. They just decided not to.
I've been saying, like, if Cross and Priest switched personalities, it would have made sense in the old gimmick of Judgment Day, not the current one. I mean, now it's all fine, but I don't know. Too much Judgment Day. Anyway, yeah. You want to start with Raw? Or you want to start with the world of wrestling? Man, you and Chris did skirmish.
We're spending too much time on Judgment Day.
Yeah, he's right. I mean, I don't even know what any of that means, but you had me about
it's already up on the PWC network, and you can find it everywhere. Minecraft is a video game.
Yeah, no, I already listened to it. I listened to Skirmish.
You understand if you saw it.
Yeah. And I also listened
the
to
triple header.
Uncaged. Yeah, I did the triple header just to confirm that I wasn't mad, that I actually said, yes, we're going to get an Extreme Deathmatch title belt. And I actually said that the Bang Bang Club should do a thing at Outback Steakhouse get Bang Bang shrimp. Now, that's not what Outback Steakhouse was used for. Yeah. But can
you believe that shit?
Yeah,
well, you know what's funny? Right. Before we move on, and I know you don't have exactly much time, but I just want to say this. I was looking at HMG's followers, right? And I couldn't help but notice, like, we've got Natty that follows HMG. We've got Riddle that follows HMG. John Cena follows HMG. TJ Wilson. I mean, there's quite a few wrestlers that follow HMG. Maybe they are listening, Jeff. I mean...
Well, yeah. I mean, maybe they are. I mean, I'm sure a lot of them have personal relationships and acquaintanceships with some of these folks. Some of them may have even been trained, by Rip Rogers and with or by, Stevie Richards and Ben's been working the indies. A lot of those folks, work the indies afterwards and things. So, it's definitely a fraternity, that the wrestling world.
Oh man, shout out to Chris Whelan, by the way. Aaron Ben Shlomo in the chat says, Jimmy, please do not be offended, but I am here mostly to see you angry. After last night, I have no idea whose rage is better, yours or Chris's. Thanks, man. Look, man, only AEW can really make us this upset. Unless WB start getting on an inconsistent sort of process, like every week.
No, I don't think that's true. I mean, I think the problem is I'm easily angered, so it takes it for granted. You're almost never angry, so it's like a special treat.
Well, AEW is just pissing me off, dude. I mean, absolutely making me angry. I mean, just watching this crap is just ridiculous. And don't get me wrong, this Raw was a drag. I'm not going to lie. It dragged on. It really dragged on, but it's not going to make me AEW angry. But we'll see as we go on.
No, it won't. I mean, Raw at least advanced the stories in wrestling, and there wasn't anything strange. AEW was just like a slapdash of things thrown together and spaghetti thrown here, and someone threw a pie there, and there was a car accident here, and a bunch of clowns came here, and there was a dirigible exploded above, and out fell 101 Dalmatians. I mean, I don't even know if I loved or hated the show. I mean, I was just confused by it. I was almost never bored, but still at some points I managed to be bored. So it hit every emotion, and none of them good. Raw was just dull. I mean, I don't know which is worse.
Yeah, I was indifferent. I didn't hate the show. I didn't like the show. I was just indifferent. But let's get into Raw actually, though, Jeff, because we start off Raw with Judgment Day making the entrance, minus Finn Balor, who is presumably occupied getting ready for his main event match against Cody Rhodes, I assume.
Right, sure.
But, right, as Rhea Ripley welcomes us to Monday Night Raw, the place that they run, right, Jeff? I mean, they sure do run it. She admits that some things went wrong, and Damian Priest clarifies, saying Finn should have won at SummerSlam, and they should have won last week, and communication is clearly a challenge, but as long as he has money in the bank, they'll have it under control. He says Balor will take care of Cody because he's one of the greatest, and he should be saying that himself. But he's not here. He reassures us that they're not breaking up, as Rhea admonishes him that isn't the time to or place, and Damien says something wrong in the Judgment Day, and they're supposed to be a crew.
Yeah.
I read that way too fast, but I'm trying to breathe through it.
He said that Finn Balor was one of those dominant superstars. No, he hasn't. He's a glorified job guy that's had a few winning streaks.
That's a bit harsh. Come on. I mean, he's
He was
top end of
demoted
the
to
card
NXT
guy right
for
now.
a year.
I know, but he's put himself back up on the top end of the card on Raw anyway.
He hasn't put himself there. He just fell in with the right group.
Come on, Jeff.
And he's just there to lose matches.
It's true for now, but anyway, he begs Dominic Mysterio to back him up, but to no avail, and asks where Finn is, and then we get wannabe Finn in JD McDonough. Priest tells him to be careful with what comes out of his mouth, and JD says he means no disrespect to the most dominant faction in all of WWE.
He said that at least 27 times on Monday night.
He did. He came out here tonight because he has a message from Finn, which is that they shouldn't worry about his friendship with Balor, but they should worry about Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn, the latter of whom has inexplicably he's been cleared, which he shouldn't be cleared because of his elbow. But anyway, whatever. Ripley tells him that they don't take orders from anyone, and Dom tries to say that they have this locked down, but he gets overwhelmed with boos as JD says his message is delivered and goes to leave as Rhea tells him to tell Finn they need to talk. Enter Sami Zayn, no words, just brawling with McDonough. JD lays him out by attacking the injured arm, and we go to a break. Anything to say actually about this sort of segment, Jeff? Or is it the same old as we were just saying?
I mean, I just wish that they had treated J.D. McDonough the way the Turks in Byzantium treated the Mongol ambassadors and cut their heads off, cut his head off and sent it back.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, whatever. They should have cut his head off and they should have sent it back. But unfortunately, Jeff, we don't see that. And where are we going quickly with McDonough? Is he going to be... I just don't get it. Like, we get it that he's a mini-me version of Finn. We know that he got trained by Finn. But is he going to be joining, say, Judgment Day? And I hope he doesn't.
Yeah, Priest is going to turn face, and they're going to kick him out. And then it's going to be 3 minis in Rhea.
Could we get a Judgment Day face turn, possibly without Finn?
No.
Okay, interesting. Well, anyway, let's move on to the first matchup of the evening. It is Big Head versus Sami Zayn. Now, wasn't Sami Zayn injured? You know, I forgot how to pronounce his injury, but that elbow looked pretty bad. It's named
Bursa or Bursak, and apparently it looks bad, but you can work through it.
Okay, well, Sami Zayn wins nevertheless via a haluva kick. I'm not even going to go into the match that much, but it was not bad, I guess. I mean,
this is the very definition of something that shouldn't be on TV. I'm sorry, this was just dull. I mean, I know that people love Sami Zayn, but Sami Zayn by himself was boring, and Sami Zayn with a boring guy is like super boring, and a super boring guy with Sami Zayn is super. I mean, this felt like it was like 2005. It was 12 a.m. I'm flipping through the channels, and I stopped on Ring of Honor.
Wow. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that you would have done that, actually, Jeff. And you would have seen El Generico instead of Sami Zayn.
Well, that was a little bit later. But yeah, I mean, 2005 would have been 18 years ago. So yes.
Was he around in 2005, actually? I don't think he was in Ring of Honor. Not yet. Right. Yeah. He came much later. Well, about 4 or 5 years later.
This was still the Davey Richards era.
Yeah, that was a bad era. For me, anyway. But anyway, because it was just after the Punk era. Anyway, we're not going to talk about that. But post-match, Bella runs in and tries to blast Zayn with a kick, but Sammy's just a step faster as that was it. And then we see Chelsea Green confronting Adam Pearce.
Right, Balor, who couldn't come out before. Now, I guess he's done with his preparations for his match.
I guess he is. Yeah. But we see Katana Chance and Kaden Cutter roll up to issue a challenge as soon as Chelsea finds a new partner. Enter Piper Niven as she rolls up and lays them out and tells Green that she's her new tag team partner and she doesn't take no for an answer.
This is so stupid. The whole thing is so stupid. I mean, you had to strip like 2 other teams due to injury, and you're not stripping her. And then someone punches someone on the other team and says, "I'm the partner." I mean, Adam Pearce is right there. He can't say that's not the way things work. I mean, if they're going to do the Chelsea Green auditions, that could have been fun to like have her do auditions, even if they didn't show it on TV. If they just showed the highlights, if like it was like a YouTube exclusive, the Chelsea Green auditions. Like even if somehow like Adam Pearce was like, no way, and then he got a call and goes, oh, yes sir, okay, Chelsea, you can do it. And then you just showed the highlights, and then they ended up with the team in like 3 weeks or whatever. But no, they have to rush it and give us this stupidity, which isn't even consistent with prior stupidity in this very same company.
That's true. Well, we come back from commercial as Byron Saxton interviews Cody Rhodes. Rhodes says you got to be a loose cannon to do this gig, and he admires Finn Balor to a degree.
Brian Pillman confirmed.
Brian Pillman confirmed indeed. He's been a leader in Ireland, Japan, and now here with the Judgment Day. But he's not the only leader in that group, because both Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley are real leaders and stars. And Dominic Mysterio is submissive, but a champion nonetheless. What does he mean by submissive, I wonder?
I think you know.
I think I do know. Well, anyway,
it's
he goes
like
on
when
this.
Extreme D takes over.
Whoever that Extreme D person was, thank you. Because you've gotten me all sorts of jokes. But anyway, it's been a long time since he wrestled in Winnipeg, and he's excited for it. He did mention he has a lot of friends in Winnipeg. I wonder who he's referring to, Jeff.
I don't know. Kenny Omega, who has friends in North Carolina.
God, I hate that.
Jericho,
Anyway,
Don Callis. I don't know. Who else? Who else is from Winnipeg?
that's about it.
Not even Chris Hams.
No. Well, he's borderline Winnipeg, but not exactly.
He's borderline, but he's on the other side of the border.
That's true. Well, anyway. Well, we get a recap of Imperium business next, though, Jeff. Because Imperium hold course with Gunther on the announce desk. I love this segment. He says as a European, he's always looked forward to coming to Canada. But after being here all morning, he understands why Winnipeg is the armpit of Canada. But he's here to address his new number one contender in Chad Gable. He says he has to be honest, he was really impressed with his victory last week. He's been working hard for years, a former Olympian, maybe the best athlete this company has to offer, but he's achieved more in a year than Gable has in a whole career. And all of us believe that he's here to be a threat. I mean, do we really believe that, Jeff? To the Ring General?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, as he says. Well, enter Chad Gable with the biggest shush possible. I mean, does this guy have lungs or what?
He sure does. He's got wind all day. Yeah, you know.
Shush. It was going on forever, dude. I can't even do it. But anyway, Ludwig,
an Olympic athlete, you have to be able to hold your breath for like 17 minutes underwater.
Really? Is that a joke or is that legit?
I just made that up. You would die. No human being can do that.
Not 17 minutes, clearly, but
I think like the world record might be like 9 minutes.
Wow, that's a long time. Well, anyway, Ludwig Kaiser then cuts a return promo at length, and the punchline is that Maxine Dupree slaps him after he calls them an embarrassment, and we go to the break. And what did he call her? Madame Maxine, whatever the fuck you're saying.
Something. Yeah, I mean,
so elegant.
It's sort of amusing how he's trying to lay the romance down on Maxine, and she doesn't want to have any part of it, and I don't know. It's okay.
She's just standing there like an idiot, to be fair.
Well, I mean, they all were standing there like idiots. I mean,
well, yeah, except for Chad.
I mean, 6 out of 6 of them were standing there like idiots. I mean, Gunther and the crew, he's standing there on the top of the announce desk, giving his speech. I mean, isn't like that what the ring is for? And the two guys are like flanking him both to the right, as opposed to flanking him on either side, which is normal flank position.
Well, it's true, but whatever. That's his shtick now, Jeff, where he's standing on the commentator's table for whatever reason. Cool, I guess.
I get that's his shtick now, but it's a dopey shtick. And I get that they're supposed to stand on his right because that's the camera angle. But there's no way to gauge it. It's not even like Seth Rollins standing in the ring for 7 minutes because the crowd is still humming his dopey song. Nobody's reacting to it. So there's no one there to tell him that it's dopey. So stop it. Go into the ring to do it. This is wrestling. Do it in the ring.
It's true, but it is what it is. Well, anyway, that leads us to the next matchup in
Cole
Gable
don't need to be
versus Vinci.
staring at his ass.
Well, the camera angles from the front, actually.
Yeah, but Michael Cole is still sitting behind the desk.
That's true, but what? I can't believe you actually thought that far ahead. I wasn't even thinking like that.
That's all I'm
you've got a
thinking. That
point.
these poor guys have to look up at the back of these guys' legs and their asses and their tidy readies.
God damn it, pal. Those tidy. What'd you call those tidy readies?
Tidy readies instead of tidy whities. I mean,
Oh boy.
thank goodness Riddle will probably never be part of Imperium. That would be obscene.
That would be obscene. I mean, seriously. Jesus, imagine that. Well, anyway, Gable wins via pinfall with the Chaos Theory. Post-match, Gunther calls Gable out and tells Alpha Academy that they're... sorry, I did mention Giovanni Vinci, except you jumped ahead as I said the match. But I did mention it. He did beat Giovanni Vinci in a pretty much a squash match, really.
Pretty much, yeah. It was like a 4-minute match.
And as I was saying, post-match, Gunther calls out Gable and tells Alpha Academy that they're the armpit of humanity, and he challenges Otis to a match right now. Before the match can begin, we go to another break.
So Gunther came up with the same insult twice, once for a city and once for people. I hate when WWE does this. They give you a segment with a whole bunch of people and somehow turn it into 2 matches. It's like that's like the very definition of
standard WWE. I know, but this is the trademark. You know what I mean?
That's why I say I hate when WWE does it, because nobody else does it. Because we want variety. They have 1 million people on the roster. They can't give us anything in between this shit.
It's true, especially that they have to fill 3 hours. Heck, I was hoping for another LA Knight segment, but no. We got a Miz segment instead, but we'll get to that eventually.
Like they couldn't give us like more Chelsea Green doing auditions until they broke to the end. They couldn't possibly do that throughout the show to at least give us a change of scenery.
Tell me this wouldn't be perfect if Hayley Cameron was actually in WWE right now to do one of those auditions for Chelsea Green. I mean, seriously. Tell me that wouldn't be money.
Don't make me think of the great one, Harley Cameron, right now.
Oh, what did I call? Did I say Harley Cameron? Yeah, sorry. I might have said Harley Green for a second. I was thinking that. But that's what you can call the tag team.
So I knew who you meant.
Well, anyway, that leads us to the next match. As you said, Jeff, it is Gunther versus Otis. And, of course, Gunther wins via pinfall with a powerbomb. As post-match, Gable runs in and hits a German suplex. And that's that. I guess we're looking forward to another Gunther and Gable match, right?
I mean, I guess he'll be at the pay-per-view or whatever. Or no, he challenged him for next week. Actually, the Gunther Otis match wasn't bad. It was fine. It's just after all that, it's like I had enough. So,
but see, there's nothing really to talk about in terms of the matches. You know what I mean? Like, to be fair, like it's just.
I mean, that's what makes a boring show. There was nothing to talk about. I mean, it's like they're inchworm. It's like they don't have a PLE every 30 days.
Yeah, it's true. Well, backstage, once again, we see Finn Balor and Damian Priest bicker, and Rhea Ripley interrupts to remind them that they're the most dominant faction in WWE, but nobody's afraid of them. As Big Head then rolls up, and I'm talking about JD McDonough, Finn tells him he'll talk later, and this is about all of Judgment Day, and they have a chance to show the world how strong they truly are, Jeff.
Do you think JD McDonough just came to work in like his tidy blackies with his short sleeve button down black shirt undone? That's just how he walked in. Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah. Did you drive that way? Yeah. Hey, park it in the front. That's just him and Riddle. Riddle's like, hey, nice briefs. And he's like, yeah, you too.
No, I can picture Riddle rolling up like that, legitly. But
are you chilling like a villain?
Are you flexing like a Lexington, if you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Lexi. That wasn't as funny, but you know.
Riddle would go on his little scooter.
It's child's play, dude. Except it doesn't piss me off like child's play does in the other company. Just saying.
Years of low expectations. I don't know.
Maybe.
It pissed me off some. I mean, I was not happy about watching Raw.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I zoned out plenty of times on this show, but we'll get to that point when I really start zoning out. Anyway, as we come back from commercial, we get an update on Bloodline business. Who cares? And then we see Drew McIntyre.
SmackDown. Thanks a lot.
Right. And then we see Drew McIntyre is interviewed backstage, but before he can get a word in, edgewise, Matt Riddle rolls up to babble at him about starting a new tag team. Yeah.
The Glass Bros.
Drew says he'll consider it. The what brothers?
The Glass Bros. Like Glasgow, Scotland. The Glass Bros.
Oh, true. But Riddle's not from Glasgow, or I doubt he's even Scottish by going by his last name.
He's the bro. Drew McIntyre is the Glasgow part. He also said the Edinburghs.
Oh, the Glas Bro.
Yeah, get it? You see?
I get it. I got it.
No, I just see Riddle and I groan now. And this whole thing was dumb, and it got dumber because Drew made it. He's like, if you can't find anyone to tag with you, I'll consider it. So that would be something that you would drag out the drama, right? Just like the Chelsea Green, she's doing auditions. You would drag out that drama. You would keep that story going. You would pay it forward. Nope. Piper Niven. Maybe it's just something with Scottish people. I don't know. Piper Niven, right in there and do this. Drew McIntyre. We come back from commercial. The Viking Raiders have an open challenge, so the Viking Raiders come in. Wasn't that like 3 months ago that when Drew McIntyre needed help, he had the Viking Raiders come down with him? Yes, it was.
He did.
And is there any drama? Riddle acts like he doesn't know who's coming down. It's not like we saw Riddle for the rest of the night or for the next 45 minutes trying to talk to people, say, hey, will you wrestle? You see, he finds R-Truth hiding in a garbage can. I haven't been cleared that yet, man. I mean, Zawa is there, and he's like, I'm looking for the 24/7 championship still. I mean, just, I don't know. It's like he looks at Omos, and Omos just looks at him angry, and he's like, no, my bad. I mean, I don't know. It's just like,
did they even give him a chance to look for anybody else?
No.
This made my eyes roll. That's what cringed me about this.
We come back from commercial. It's like a TV show where it's 3 hours where you want content and clearly you don't want to put more matches on and you just want to have shtick. So you have a bunch like why can you go to Elias and be like, hey man, we used to be a team. We were like the Bong Bros, remember? And like Elias is like, now dude, I'm a free agent. I'm not really here, and I'm working on a new song. I don't know anything. They could have just done anything to put people on TV and then just and like have some comedy shtick and people saying no to him and like him trying to call Drew and it's like call failed or whatever. He doesn't have a signal. But they didn't like. It's like they don't realize they have a 3-hour show with time to kill or 52 episodes a year to do with 3 hours and everything is rushed right then and there. I expect that from Tony Khan. I expect that even from Billy Corgan and Court Bauer to an extent. But WWE knows better, and frankly, to be lazy, you should try to extend whatever stories you have going. And if you don't want to do wrestling, you want to do comedy shtick, do a shtick. Do it. Have a running joke for 4 or 5 weeks before it gets old. No, this was like 4 or 5 minutes. We see a bunch of pizza commercials of progressive, match flow. Barbie commercial, whatever the fuck was there. Hyundai extended warranty, and here we are.
Here we are, indeed, because you know what? I mean, let's be real. Like you just said, I agree with you 100%. This show was just a mess when you really look at it. The pacing was all off. Everything was just rushed. It felt like Vince McMahon literally ripped up the sheets and just started all over again from wherever he was. This did not feel like Triple H was booking, that's for sure.
Right. And like you couldn't, I mean, why not he goes to Loomis and Loomis gives him a stare and he's not sure if that's a yes or a no.
Wow.
I mean, anything.
They could have.
Anything.
No.
They could have done anything. No, they couldn't. They couldn't possibly do anything because we needed to see a match between the Glass Bros and the Viking Raiders just so that at some point Drew McIntyre gets sick of Riddle and punches him in the head.
I hope so, because it feels like now Matt Riddle needs his hand held during any match he's involved in. Doesn't not feel like that? It's like, hey bro, can you hold my hand while I go into a match?
No,
Like-
yeah, he's the perennial sidekick, but he doesn't even keep the same leader. At least Sami Guevara keeps the same leader. But
And he's loyal.
I mean, I don't know if Riddle is just working while he's waiting out the Lacey Evans plan of waiting for his contract to get non-renewed, because we don't say expired anymore; things are non-renewed. You notice how when it's AEW people, the contract was non-renewed, but when it's WWE person, the contract expired.
True. That's a good point. I wonder why.
It's like this. The same thing happened, but it's spun differently. I mean, it's just weird.
Trying to be different, right?
I mean, listen, I would totally non-renew Riddle. I mean, he's such broken merchandise.
You're right. I forgot all about it. I will next time, Chris. You should have reminded me before. That's got to be our very own Chris Ames.
We don't have time for
next time.
bar mitzvah songs, for any
I have
celebration songs.
I have been thinking of doing an introduction song for you, actually, though, Jeff, from now on. But maybe it has to be that.
How about the remix of "You Sexy Thing" that you were supposed to months ago?
I've done a few, but yeah. Anyway, it's more got to do with will Lasacadia like it. That's the thing.
Well,
but anyway,
to know. I know what she likes. Don't worry.
I know. Okay, don't show her. If you know she doesn't like it, don't show it. But anyway, so yeah, did we mention that Drew McIntyre and Matt Riddle win this match via a Claymore from McIntyre on Eric?
Yeah, it was like a second Claymore of the match, but I mean,
Cool.
There's nothing more needs to be said about this match.
Yeah, so backstage we see Raquel Rodriguez is upset that she isn't cleared yet, but tells Indy Hartwell to go out there and show the world what she's got. Yeah, against Rhea Ripley. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, backstage. Wait, hold your horses there, Jeff, because backstage we see Riddle once again and McIntyre walking backstage. Riddle is super excited about their team, but McIntyre wants him to put the brakes on.
That's right.
Because guess what?
Slow your roll.
New Day then rolls up, chairs in hand, to complain about how everybody's losing their mind after they left for just a couple of months. And they challenge Matt and Drew to a match next week.
Yeah, apparently they didn't hear Drew say, "Slow your roll. We're not a team yet." So New Day is feeding Riddle's delusion by being upset by Riddle's delusion.
Well, that's true. Let's move on, though, to the next match.
I mean, at least they pointed out that that's not how the tag team championships work, because actually in WWE and in wrestling at large, it has plenty where you just win a match and then you say we're challenging. But I like that they actually said, no, you need to win. You're not even team. You're not even friends. You need to win a few matches. You don't just win one match and get a tag team title match. So I at least like that they said that. And I so hope, listen, I've been done and dusted with the New Day for years. But I so hope that they win these two and McIntyre Claymore's Riddle.
I don't know who I care about. Well, I hope that happens, but
just leave Riddle
about New Day.
Just leave Riddle in the middle of the match.
Yeah, whatever, man. But cool. I'm indifferent to all this, so
right.
I degaff at this point. So next,
is that really a heel turn if you leave the most annoying person alive? No. I mean, who would blame him?
I mean, who would blame him? But
it's like blaming. It's like you can't be mad at Adam Cole for leaving Roddy Strong for MJF.
Does that mean Randy Orton eventually comes back and rescues his bro?
I hope he does come back, because Riddle was only entertaining with two people. One was somehow Pete Dunne, and that might have only worked on NXT, and the other was Randy Orton. Other than that, he's a freaking disaster.
He's got no direction right now, to be fair with him, Jeff.
He has the gimmick of a 24-year-old, and he's
24.
38.
Excuse me, did you just say 24? Wind that back a little more.
Yeah, you're right. It's more like Spicoli from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Yeah, he's like a 16 or 17-year-old. Or
he really is,
well, he's the kid who was left back twice, so he's the 19-year-old still in high school.
Yeah, he got put back for sure.
Mm-hmm.
He failed 100%.
It's like in the movie Better Off Dead.
Yeah.
Wayne Meyer, I've been in this high school 7.5 years. I'm no dummy.
Oh, I wish I had the dummy queued up. But anyway, Next, we see an all-Australian affair.
Queued up $2. I want my $2.
Oh, anyway, that reminds me of something because you made me think of RoboCop, and we don't want to get into RoboCop after what Chris said on the skirmish yesterday. But anyway.
Leatherface versus RoboCop.
Oh my God, could it happen, Jeff? Could it possibly happen?
Make it a three-way with Glacier.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Now you're gonna make me angry. It's too early in the morning for me to really lose my shit, Jeff. Come on now.
You know how the people in England love their Mr. Bean kind of fart humor.
Do you like Mr. Bean?
No, hate him. Can't stand him.
Hello, my name is Mr. Bean. It's so dumb. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty stupid. Anyway, but I'm impressed that you knew it. We have an all-Australian affair actually next, Jeff. It is Indy Hartwell from my neck of the woods of Melbourne, Australia versus Rhea Ripley from Adelaide, South Australia. And these two fine ladies actually wrestled each other for the first time 11 years ago. And Rhea absolutely destroys Hartwell. What was the point of building up Indy to anything just for her to get squashed?
Double her salary?
I guess, but just don't even build her up for anything.
Well, listen, a company needs a jobber class as well, and you need a jobber class that occasionally you can put the start on to make them feel like something. So I don't have any issue with. Listen, I'll say this a million times before I die because they're never going to do it, but her and Candice LeRae were a tag team. They have women's tag team belts without any tag team.
It really worked.
Well, they had titles twice. At least they're a tag team. I'm not saying that they should win anything. I know you can't stand them, but what else are you going to do with them? I mean, you can release them. That'd be fine. And get rid of Johnny Gargano, who nobody's seen anyway. So cool. And then there's clowns out there going, reunite DIY. Nobody on the main roster will care about DIY. All they'll see are two midgets.
No. Fuck no. Aaron Ben Schnomer says, hopefully you'll be an amazing match, Jimmy. Don't get me angry, bro.
You know what, though? Strangely,
it's 5:30 in the morning. I can't lose my shit, bro.
A couple weeks ago, Ciampa had a match with Bronson Reed. I actually thought they worked pretty well together. If they were both heels, I actually think they might be an interesting little team.
I'm cool with that, but where is Bronson?
I don't know. I mean, he's not in Judgment Day. Maybe he should be.
That could work, possibly. But anyway.
Hey, maybe if you put his head, JD's head on Bronson Reed's body, maybe then you'd have something. Can they do that? Can they do, like, surgery like that?
Dude. Oh, yeah, I guess. I mean, weren't the Russians practicing that shit?
I don't know. I'm not Russian.
Didn't the Russians create a double-headed dog? I'm pretty sure they did at one stage. I'm not kidding.
I'm pretty sure that's one of the things that wouldn't work, but...
Actually, it was successful.
There was a two-headed goat at some point.
God.
Like apparently goats can live through pretty much anything.
Man, that's all I got to say. Ripley wins via Riptide to get the 1-2-3 on Hartwell, but post-match we see Candice attacking Ripley and beats her up in the corner.
What an exciting match next week that'll be.
I'm pumped. But Hartwell gets her with a flapjack, and LeRae follows it up with a step-up senton, and that's that. Because
do we get another segment next week where Raquel Rodriguez is in the trainer's room and she's really close, but she still can't be cleared?
I guarantee it, Jeff. Yes, we will. What do you think?
It's either that or the Judgment Day people kick her in the knee, in the beginning of the show.
They should kick her in the cunt and get rid of her.
Whoa!
Yeah, I said it.
Okay.
Well, anyway, Shinsuke next makes his entrance, and we see Michael Cole in the ring as he interviews Shinsuke Nakamura in the ring. Nakamura begins answering and immediately shifts to Japanese. He's like, Ichiban arigato.
Perfect.
Yeah, and then he says in English that he wants the world title and he's gonna win it.
No,
he's gonna win the world title.
No, he's not.
Excuse that fucked my throat.
Oh.
Enter Seth Rollins though, Jeff.
Enter who?
I don't know, Cody.
Seth Rollins?
I done it, Cody. Enter Seth Rollins.
Oh,
As he tells Cole he did a great job, but he'll take it from here, and welcomes the crowd to Monday Night Rollins.
what was he wearing? Was he wearing a bridal dress?
It wasn't that bad this week. Come on.
This is pretty fucking.
It was all white something. Maybe he's a
like
virgin.
white lace.
He can, he can get away with it because it's him.
He can't get away with it, and I hate him.
Oh, come on, man. You know what? Can I say, is the sort of dying out, or is it just
God,
me?
I hope so. Listen, This is gonna shock anyone who's known me for any amount of time. I hope Shinsuke Nakamura does beat him for the belt.
It
That
won't
at least
happen.
would be
I
different.
would
and
love to
interesting.
see that. No
Fuck
shit, I would
Seth
love to see
Rollins.
that. No, not because fuck Seth Rollins. It'd just be such a real, upside down situation to have. If just out of nowhere Nakamura wins, I would love to see that, but we won't get it.
I don't know where Nakamura just said he's going to win it.
I beat Seth Rollins for the World Championship.
Is he deaf? Is he Japanese? What insult or what non-PC thing are you trying to do there?
With me or Shinsuke?
You. I
I'm
assume
trying to-
Shinsuke can do whatever he wants with his own voice.
Well, what was he doing with his tongue? More importantly, Jeff, he's like, I won that championship.
I've been
the
telling
fuck
you
was
for
that?
years, he is off-puttingly weird. He's a weirdo. He's physically difficult to look at. He's awkward.
Oh, come on.
And at least he's wearing his evil empire Sith Lord outfit as opposed to when he wears his figure skater outfit.
Man, I actually like the way he presents his promo, even though I didn't understand a word he said other than Ichiban and maybe arigato. That's about it. But
How about you?
this was the World Championship, yes.
Miso soup, you like? Yes, thank you.
Misuso, Ichiban, not Ichiban.
Machismo.
Anyway, he tells Cole he did a great job, but he'll take. Oh, yeah, I already said that. Anyway, with the entire world singing his song as he was mentioning, and to boot, he's a fighting champion apparently, Jeff, because why not? And if Nakamura wanted a crack at the title, all he had to do was ask. He did ask, you dummy.
Yeah.
That's what he wanted. He asked, he received. He said, I'm not $7 for a world championship. Maybe
Kicks to
Seth
the
didn't
head,
actually
just for
understand him.
emphasis.
That's so dumb. He's all he had to do was ask. But he did.
Yeah, and how's he supposed to know he's a fighting champion? He's been in tag matches every goddamn week.
God damn it, Seth. Anyway, he's less concerned with the why and more with how he can get even. But Shinsuke wins because the best way to get what he wants is to give the king of strong style what he wants. So he challenges. Anyway, Nakamura whispers something in his ear. He's probably saying, this is like a piss on your head, Seth.
I don't know, but this
Something
is
like
this is the Jim Ross Memorial Stroke edition of the Monday Night Machismo on the PWC.
I'm trying to do Shinsuke's accent, bro. Come on, cut me some slack.
You're doing an excellent job of it. Yeah. I think what
Thank you.
Shinsuke said to him is something like, I really dig your outfit, and I'm going to wear it as a figure skating outfit next time.
That nicely perfect English, right? I mean,
Yeah, it's all a gimmick. He speaks perfect English, no accent whatsoever.
I'll laugh if he did, though. But we know he doesn't. But
It would be
imagine he
funny if he went to sets here, John.
did. That would pop me, man.
Do you think that maybe
Straight up.
Seth Rollins is a closet heel because all of his tag team partners get injured? Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn.
True. If he's not injuring him, they're getting injured. It's true.
That's right. He's like throwing invisible banana peels on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, he must be. But anyway, like you said, he whispers something and then lays out the champion with Kinshasa. Anyway, and that was the end of that segment. And I'll be honest, this is where I started zoning out big time.
Yeah.
Jeff?
Yeah.
Oh, there you are.
What's to say to that?
Yeah, nothing.
I mean,
Just
what
zoning.
segment you asked me? Should I comment on you zoning out?
No, as a matter of fact, I zoned back in for a split minute though, because we see Byron Saxton interviewing The Miz backstage as The Miz denies that he shook LA Knight's hand and rambles about how he does as he pleases and he might show up on SmackDown. Does that mean we're going to get Miz on SmackDown? Because there's no such thing as a brand split, right, Jeff?
Clearly not. And everybody who was a doubter and everybody was saying it's going to be the same old, you were all right. You were almost right from day one, and by now it's unquestionable that you're right. The brand split is barely a brand split, only when it's convenient. And the whole thing that was with the free agent thing, it's not even relevant. I mean, Dolph Ziggler's a free agent, haven't seen him. Elias is a free agent, haven't seen him. And the other free agents were Corbin and Mustafa Ali down to NXT. And then there's Brock, who, does what he wants
Brock.
anyway.
And right. Knight is definitely not a free agent, right? Because he's SmackDown, technically.
Who? Yeah, right. Knight is on SmackDown. Almost was the other free agent. And he only showed up at a PLE. So.
Yeah, no, I know. Who gives a shit at this point? Yeah. Whatever. It is what it is. But look, I'm not arguing. I'd love to see more LA Knight on every show if possible. I mean, shit. Yeah.
I worry about oversaturation for anyone.
I know. And that's what they're going to do. Maybe this is their way. And I'm telling you, I wouldn't put it past WWE, their way of actually burying him by oversaturating him so they can sit there and say, see, we did what you wanted. More LA Knight, but really it was done to actually bury him, if that makes any sense.
So I have one host here who's convinced that they're trying to bury LA Knight despite all the success they have. And then I have another host who is busy trying to still conjure up ways how Vince is still trying to bury Cody 2 years later. I mean,
who
the
said
two
that?
of you.
Not me. Steve.
Right. That's why one host,
he's not trying to bury
host.
Cody.
Yeah.
Come on, Steve.
Well, you're being as ridiculous as he is. You know what? You and Steve should do shows together.
Hey, I've thrown it out there. He says yes, but he's a busy man.
Instead, he's not that busy. Instead, the conspiracy horsemen should be the conspiracy jackasses. Yeah.
You prick. Well, first of all, I just want to say I'm only saying that as a joke, but I wouldn't put it past them either. You know what I mean? So it's only a joke. I'm not being serious.
Okay.
They're clearly not.
After watching this episode of Raw, how little thought went into it, you're telling me they're thinking that much about this? They're not thinking that much about anything.
I haven't. Well, at this point, they're actually not. That's true. But I wouldn't put it past them, Jeff. Well, look at me. I'm doing good time, by the way, because there's not much to go.
I think this kind of Chinese checkers thinking is beyond their acumen. I'm not sure they can play an entire game of checkers unaided.
Hold on. Let's be real, all right? If anyone doesn't think it's the other company, the secondary company, I said it.
There is plenty of room for non-thinking in this industry. Not everything has to be whataboutism comparing AEW to WWE. I mean, look, there's plenty of stupid all throughout wrestling, but WWE has the longest history, the longest television history, the longest history of producing long-form television shows, and it's publicly traded. They have fiduciary responsibilities. I mean, Tony fucking Khan only has a responsibility to himself.
How's that all-in cards looking, right, people?
If I was one of the 40,000 people that actually bought a ticket, I'd be pissed.
I'll be pretty pissed, bro. But anyway, whatever. I mean, it is what it is.
That would be the excuse when the building's half empty. Now people bought the tickets, they just didn't like the card and the booking.
Wouldn't that be a statement, dude, if they don't turn up because they're just pissed off? Like, they're like, fuck this shit. Doesn't matter if it's a sellout or not. Just to make it look like shit, bro.
It'd be hysterical if like 1,900 people showed up.
We got to start a movement. We got to start the all-out movement, if you get my drift.
Move out. Move out.
Move out.
Boycott of All In. Move out.
Hashtag move out of All In. Anyway, well, next we get Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sick to death of this, and Becky Lynch is confused, clearly. So, in this match, she was the man again, right? She's not like David Bowie's sidekick or whatever the fuck was going on before that. I mean,
no, she's not Ziggy Stardust.
Right. Like,
she's not the spider from Mars.
But she's back to her normal self, but she's still a loser.
She is.
Even though it was a count out, a double count out, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever, I was zoned out during this whole match. I still can't believe that we still get Stratisfaction in 2023. I guess Stratisfaction is definitely guaranteed, but is oversaturated at this point.
Excellent. Yeah.
Yes.
No. Okay. This match was pretty awkward and was pretty bad.
These two women don't have chemistry, bro, so why do they keep trying?
They really don't. I want to love Trish. For a while, there was a brief minute where it was making Zoe more interesting. When she won that singles match against Becky, albeit through devious means, that was okay. And it's been shit ever since then. And listen, Trish missing, what's she called it? Is it the Stratisfaction when she does the handstand into the corner and does basically a Hurricane Rana? She missed the first time. And then at least she had the wherewithal to deliver a couple more punches and try it again. But once you miss, you've missed. It's sort of embarrassing, and I don't know. It's just like she's 47 and she looks great and all that, but it's just time. And Becky's not helping her, or Becky's lost her, or she's not strong enough anymore. Or I don't know. It's not working. Whatever it is isn't working. And this was like one of the high points of Raw. And this is just not. This was like a C. It was like passable. It was like it was like all right,
really?
Fine.
Come on.
It was bad. I mean, oh my God, the throwing of the toys, that was stupid.
What the fuck was that?
The only thing that was good is when Adam Pearce said, "You're banned from ringside," and she's like, "She wasn't at ringside." Yeah, I wasn't at ringside. It's like, yes, I know. That was the only good part of it.
God damn it. Well, anyway, as I said, the match goes to a double count-out draw. Post-match, though, Lynch and Stratus keep brawling their way all the way up the stairs. And whatever, man. They keep going to the merch counter, blah, blah, blah. And whatever. Like, who cares? We just mentioned it as Zoe Stark trips Lynch up and beats her down. But next, we see Cody Rhodes is backstage warming up in a tracksuit branded with his American Nightmare logo, Jeff.
Yeah, I saw that. That was great. Very heroic.
Cool. Very heroic.
Very American. Very Evil Knievel.
It actually kind of was Evil Knievel. But we'll get to that in a minute because I think I figured out what he was wearing. He's an assassin now, Jeff.
Okay. I keep remembering we're also on audio and I should say something, not just make faces.
Assassin's Creed, the video game.
Okay. Well, I don't play video games, so I don't really know what that means exactly. I know there's been movies. I've seen commercials. Okay, listen. Yep, Cody, big star. I don't know. I was so bored at this point with the show. Listen, I like Cody, but I'm a little bit bored with Cody, and I'm certainly bored with interactions with the Judgment Day. I mean, it seems like Brock, that's a major league story. Roman, that's a major league story. But, like, didn't he already wrestle against Dominic Mysterio and Finn Balor? It's like this is like it's like an AEW feud that doesn't end. It's like recycling because they have nothing else. And it's driving me crazy that allegedly Nick Aldis is in the back there, and there's your guy right there. There's a story that makes sense, and there's something that you could divert us for the next 10 to 12 weeks without any problem. Unless Nick Aldis just can't wrestle anymore, just doesn't want to. I don't know, but I couldn't. I'm so bored with Judgment Day. I was bored with them a year ago. I sort of got into them for a while because they were riding the Rhea Dom thing. Then Damian got the Money in the Bank case. That's okay, and it's all right that keeps backfiring. But none of this stuff to me works together. Like none of these, like this show needs like some bolts of energy in it. It needs like 4 R-Truths in there to like make things fun and interesting.
Well, at least we do get this before the main event, though, Jeff, because we see Alpha Academy and Imperium again, like they're just recapping. But then we see Imperium bickering amongst themselves, and Gunther says he's had enough, as tonight was an embarrassment, and he asked Giovanni Vinci what should be done with him. He follows it up by berating Ludwig Kaiser, which surprised me, for ignoring his responsibilities, and Kaiser then apologizes and guarantees that it will never happen again. Further, he offers to go to Adam Pearce to make it right, but the Reign General says he'll sort it out by himself, as backstage we see Adam Pearce confronting Trish Stratus and Zoe Starks, and they're going to do a rematch again, and guess where, Jeff? In a fucking cage.
Okay, terrific.
Because that keeps people out, doesn't it?
Right, it's going to keep people out, and listen, whatever it is, at least this should be the blow-off match, and this should be the end of this, and it's probably the end of Trish's run for now. Maybe she'll have a redemption at some point where she, actually, becomes a hero again in 2 years or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, okay. So it's
just end it already, please. Fuck.
Well, they can't. I mean, listen, I'm with you. I don't want to see these two ladies wrestle again. I don't think the cage is that interesting, and Becky has to win, so it doesn't help Zoe anymore unless Zoe, somehow turns on Trish and causes her the loss, which isn't Becky getting her comeuppance. I mean, that's it makes no sense.
Jinder Mahal's in the house. So I haven't been looking at the questions on the side and whatnot in the comments, but he says a Nick Aldis feud is like Impact, 100K or 100 cares and no money.
I don't think that's true. I mean, I think that they can build it up well enough. I think Cody is over enough. I mean, there's no money in a Cody-Dominic match again because Dominic's he's still a joke. I mean, he's only supposed to win by devious means, and Cody is too high for that. Finn, he's already beaten 52 times, and you're not going to ruin the Money in the Bank by having it with Damian. Plus, Damian's story is with Finn. So who's left? J.D. McDonough? You want to see Cody with J.D. McDonough? No. So you're telling me that Nick Aldis has no money with that? I don't know. I think Nick Aldis could win over the fans pretty well, and Cody could sell that story. A couple good vignettes, a couple of good montages showing the history.
I think they'll call him, if he does wrestle for WB, he would be called Dick Lawless.
I'm sure he would be called Nick Aldis. I'm sure he would be called Nick Aldis.
Dick Lawless. And I said LOL-AS.
I mean, at least you could do a Lawless, like Lucy Lawless, like Lawless, like no law.
Maybe he's trans.
No,
why not?
Just stop.
Anyway, let's go to the main event.
He's a 36-year-old man, and he would know by now. He has a wife, for God's sake.
Does he?
Yes.
Anyway, next we get Cody Rhodes versus Finn Balor. Can I say, is the Cody gravy train sort of running out of gravy a little bit? Because either the fans were just gassed by the show. Saying. Right, but do you think it's truly like sort of, running away? Other than the at the part of his song, they don't really seem to give a shit.
I don't know. I think it's who he's paired with. I think that the audience is sick of these random 6-man matches. I think that they're sick of seeing. I mean, you pay about $200 to go to a WWE show per ticket, and you see Judgment Day all night long, and Sami Zayn 3 times, and
yep.
The new introduction you're getting is J.D. McDonough. I mean,
riveting.
I can't imagine that audience was happy. How could they have been? This was a really bad television show, which has to mean it was a really, really, really bad show to be at in person.
Right, and in case anyone's wondering why I haven't said too much about the show, because, like Jeff said, the show sucked. We're on a bit of a mission to get this done pretty quick, and it is very early for me. I don't want to wake up the neighborhood. But really, there's not much really to say about this damn show, but it sucked. It really sucked, but I'm not going to berate it, because the thing is, AEW have given us 8 weeks of suck when it comes to Dynamite and Rampage, to be fair, right? In a row. Whereas Raw has been pretty good inconsistently, I guess, these last 4 to 5 weeks. I mean, we get hot days, we get good days, but SmackDown is the much better watch, clearly. But that 3-hour format needs to change, though, but it just won't. I mean, the money's too good.
Well, the 3 hours won't change, but the format can change, but they refuse to do it because it's easy. And it's easy for them, and that's what lazy is.
Oh, look at Lazy Evans, right? See what I did there?
Talk about a comfort zone. Yeah. Well, you mean Macy Estrella?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have a lot of time, but the whole thing is that this is supposedly Edge's final match this week against Sheamus.
That's bullshit.
No way in hell, right?
No chance. Actually, he addresses that, as a matter of fact. But anyway, Cody does win via pinfall with a crossroads. You wouldn't know it because post-match Judgment Day jumped Cody. Sami Zayn then makes a save, as he always does with anyone. And then JD McDonough runs down to play equalizer to him. Finn and Damien beat Sami down together. Cody runs back in and eats South of Heaven. And Judgment Day are all standing tall. And are won once again. Not for long, but they are for now. Right.
So they use the Money in the Bank case to backfire and lose another match, but they get the beat down in the end. It's tedious. It's tiresome.
Jinder Mahal says, I was there. Cody training's fine. I'm sure it is. We'll see. But, yeah, exactly. Swell. Well, anyway, Jeff, there you go. You wanted a quick one, and hey, I did it, man, in an hour. How's that?
All right, so let's give a little news and notes real quick.
WWE
Endeavor merger is supposed to finalize by the end of September.
Right.
Tammy Sitch pled no contest. She's facing up to 25 years.
Good riddance.
That's right. Jason Nasom and Brandon Thurston did a mock AEW investors call yesterday, and after 85 minutes of radio, neither one of them mentioned the word profit once, which would be the only thing that investors are really interested in. So well done, guys. Enzo Amore is going to be working with New Japan Pro Wrestling. Lacey Evans, as we talked about, expired.
That's weird.
What else do I have here? We talked about Edge. Well, you guys covered the Punk drama pretty well, and that's developing.
Right. So, check out the skirmish for that.
Yeah. All In has a card. It's a sucky card. All Out has no card. And Grand Slam, which is less than a month after All Out, has no card. And Leatherface is a new belt. Yay, Jeff was right.
Any great, Jeff.
Oh, and Collision, their ratings stunk this week, and they weren't against SummerSlam.
Wait. What was it?
476,000. The week against SummerSlam was 417. They only went up 60,000.
And what was Rampage? Do you know?
Rampage was worse still. Rampage went down to 398,000, under 400.
That's not that much of a fucking difference in my book.
Right, but last week Rampage was about 435, something like that, 434.
Jeez.
And so, the Collision's getting close to Rampage, and it shouldn't be. It's the better show, but Saturday night.
I'm worried, dude.
You should be. Everyone should be.
Have they finally alienated their fan base? And it shows with the Collision ratings straight up.
And this week we started with the Hangman Page thing. Then we hear that there wasn't an issue with Hangman Page. And the second that story gets out that there wasn't really much of a story after all, then we hear that the Punk yelled at Jungle Boy, and that happened 6 weeks ago. But it's like, you can tell, that like the little girls are whispering to like Meltzer and Alvarez and Sean Ross Sapp. It's like, the rabble rousers are still trying to cause trouble. And I'm not sure who they are. I don't know. I mean, I know it's probably the Bucks. I don't know if Hangman Page and Jungle Boy and all those clowns are part of it as well. But, I mean, they can't get any peace. And, of course, CM Punk, whatever you think about him, is not one that's going to take any slight sitting down. He's not going to be quiet.
Yeah, but grow up, Punk, man. Be the bigger man, for crying out loud, for once in your life. Fuck. How old's the guy?
Well, he's just like 45-ish, but being the way he is has gotten him this far. He's not going to change.
But this is different. Is he bringing any eyeballs? Does he have that much currency right now in your book?
No.
Honestly, be honest.
No, not really. I mean, he did the whole thing about I sell merch and I'm one Bill Phil. Not so much.
Bill Phil.
8 weeks into Collision, and they're basically down by 45%. I mean, this is not great. This is not great, especially with all of these pay-per-views coming up. You would think that every show is must-see, and it's not. I mean, this really is a soap opera playing out. I mean, the reality show is much more interesting than the wrestling show to me.
Jesus Christ, his company's a disgrace.
Yeah, but
Straight
I've
up.
got to go. So you can do
All
my
right.
plugs for me.
Well, go, Jeff, if you need to go. But if you want to
That's
follow
what I said.
Jeff, well, yeah,
Bye, everyone.
exactly. Bye, Jeff. Stay evil, as he always says. But most importantly, absolutely. And if you want to follow Jeff, you can at Icarus Fell MD on Twitter. And just between you and us, Evil Dose. Shh, but it's not him. Don't tell anyone. Also, like and subscribe right here at the pwcnetwork.podbean.com, where you can find not only my shows, but you can find Jeff's. Also, channelattitude.com, haminmediagroup.podbean.com. And yeah, that's a wrap. But if you and also if you want to follow me on the X, you can at DJ Mass Effects, and you can follow us at the PWC Network. So I think it's a wrap, peeps. And thank you to everyone in the chat. Aaron, sorry I wasn't angry, man. It's because of the time, and I had to rush this show because Jeff had to go. But yeah, I'm sure you did have better matches than what WWE has live on 2K23. I love that game, bro. I play it all the time. What console do you play it on, by the way? Because maybe we can jive on the game, man. Thank you to Jinder Mahal also for joining us. Chris Willand, as per usual, thank you, my friend. I think that's our very own Chris Ams as Facebook user, and the comment king himself, Todd Brantley. What's up, my bro? Is anyone I'm missing? I think that's about it, man. But yeah, like I said, it was just a quick machismo, but maybe you'll see us later on for an extra. We'll see. But in saying that, on Xbox One, Aaron. I've got it on Xbox One as well. But yeah, man, I'll hit you up after this show, actually. But anyway, in saying that, I am Jimmy T, that was Dr. Jeff Lippman, and you've been listening and watching the PWC Monday Night Machismo right here on the PWC Network. And I'm out. Peace.
The PWC Network. What the world is watching and listening to.